James Taylor has seen fire and he's seen rain. I, on the other hand, have seen heat, lightning, blue skies in an ironically dormant Point State Park fountain on the hottest day of the calendar year in the city of Pittsburgh. We are back at Highmark Stadium for the Black and Gold All-Star Game 8th grade girls edition. We join the event in progress with 4:15 left in the first of 4 10-minute quarters as the black team and gold team are tied at 1 apiece with John Robbins, the former Penn Trafford and Teal College standout. I am Matt Popchock, and pleased you're sticking with us here on TenbandTV for this day and night long event. Again, it's gold 1, black 1 as time ticks away in quarter number 1. Gold got on the board early vis-a-vis Reese Polito of Mars. And Team Black answering not long ago, courtesy of Carissa Kimura, the Shaler product. And John Polito is an interesting story for Mars. Organized a Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation fundraiser, collecting over $3,600 for type 1 diabetes research, and sort of a recurring theme. So many of these young players, even before they played a single varsity game, they've done so much, and they've shown so much maturity, even only as U14 players.
Yeah, I wish I had that some sort of maturity when I was that age, and just shows you the change of times and how, amazingly smart these young women are and what great things they'll do even beyond when their playing days are way over.
Kimura, part of a Shaler team that went undefeated at home, during their middle school season. Kimura, 16 goals in her first 4 regular season games. All victories over South Fayette, Freeport, Hampton, and North Hills in that order.
Those are no slouch programs either. Not in the slightest. Those are really solid programs getting some big wins at home.
And North Hill's the big geographic rival. I think even if you don't win any of those other games, you want to win your rivalry game, and any student athlete can relate to that at any age.
Trust me, there was plenty of times when we circled Bethany on the schedule. That was the only one you wanted to win. It didn't matter what anything else meant.
Operating from goal for Team Gold, Charlotte Solera, the Hampton Talbot. Gold team into the attacking half late in the first quarter. Ball out of bounds on Team Gold. The unforced error gets it to Team Black. Neva Zankowski, whose older brother Cooper was a Pine Richland captain for the varsity boys. With it now, Emerson McGarrah, the Golden Tornado youth. Black under duress, trying to work that ball across the center stripe. With a deliberate carry is Addison Pino, another Butler product. She's fouled. Pino on the restart, a split dodge, Pino to goal. Pino shooting, and it bounces off the stick of Solera and wide of goal.
What a great move to get free and create that shot opportunity. Just a better save.
And a turnover caused by Team Black, driving the net and bouncing it on goal. The save made by Solera. The rebound is put back. This time, Peyton Catello, the Freeport Yellow Jacket, the Franklin Regional Panther, who normally lines up on defense. She's not going to miss from there.
No, it's very hard to miss from there, especially when you just are able to go over the goalie who was already on the ground trying to save a previous shot. Just had to get back up, but to no avail. Just went right over the top of the goalie, puts it in the back of the net. Simple as they come. So usually in these all-star games, you miss the fact the simple plays are what make these players great.
Franklin Regional, their signature win, an 11-0 shutout of one of their rivals, Latrobe, back on May 11th. That game played in torrential rain, a game in which Franklin Regional used no substitutes throughout the entire contest. You see a shutout at any level of lacrosse, it's like seeing a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch. You got to commit that game to memory.
And coming from experience of playing with little to no substitutes, that is a beyond amazing achievement.
Team Gold trying to answer. With it, Bella Wittenberger, the North Allegheny Tiger. And Wittenberger sees the first period clock expire with Team Black leading Team Gold by a score of 2-1. Once again, Team Gold scoring first Reese Polito of Mars getting the game's first goal of the 8th grade girls contest here tonight. And Team Black answering with goals in succession by Shaler's Carissa Kimura and moments ago Franklin Regional's Peyton Catello. We told you about Solera, the gold team goaltender to start with. Starting in goal for Team Black, their keeper is a Plum Mustang, Mia DeFrancesca. Coaching the girls' teams, Team Gold, led by Rich Vizlocki, Vizlocki doing a remarkable job with that Penn Trafford program. The first time in history that program reached the state lacrosse playoffs at the varsity level.
And I want to give him more credit. I mean, I've known him for a while, especially being around Penn Trafford. Just an amazing guy, just loves the game of lacrosse, and one of those ambassadors you need in a non-hotbed area like Pittsburgh to grow the game. And this guy just wants to put a stick in every kid's hand. It doesn't matter, boys, girls. It does not matter, and I commend him all the more for it. And him getting Penn Trafford to a new level is just something I couldn't be more proud of.
And on the other side, coaching Team Black, Courtney Close, who normally leads the Norwin varsity girls into battle, and the Knights had another unexpectedly good season with a team that was a healthy mix of young and old getting back to the WPIAL playoffs.
Grind my teeth getting some compliments to Norwin as a Penn Trafford warrior, but I got to give him credit. She's done a really good job, and all praise to her to really take that program to the next level. I mean, Norwin is exceptional in many sports, and when you live under that pressure and you're still able to perform up to it, hats off to you. And
it's been an unusually good year, athletically speaking, for the Norwin School District. They had that surprise run to the soccer championship, which was played here at Highmark Stadium, lo and behold, this past fall, and it just kind of went on from there. First draw of the second quarter with Team Black leading Team Gold 2-1. And this one belongs to Team Gold. But not for long. Black takes over. And getting fouled immediately is Sierra Besselman. They say play on, and nuzzling that nylon for a second time in as many quarters is Kimura. 3-1 Black.
Tic-tac-toe. As easy as they come. 1, 2, 3. Transition. Gets over the Gold defense into the back of the net for the Black team. Once again, just the simple plays is what makes these players great. They're able to just easily break down lacrosse, to just moving the ball forward and just making those simple plays.
Besselman's older brother, Aiden, played varsity at USC and also played football for that matter. In fact, got a Princeton football scholarship to play wide receiver at the aforementioned Ivy League school.
And Princeton, no slouch either in the Ivy League. I remember a run where they won back-to-back Ivy League titles running the table in the Ivy League.
You seen Ivy League lacrosse lately? They don't mess around.
No, they do not.
They have usually, at least in the men's side, 4 or 5 teams in the top 20, seemingly on a weekly basis.
And next year, you would arguably have the best player in the country on the men's side playing for Cornell, and CJ Kirst. Jeff Teat, currently Cornell alum, playing for Atlas Lacrosse Club in the PLL.
And playing box lacrosse in NLL, for that matter, as Team Black carries this one back to center.
Playing for the formerly New York Riptides, now the Ottawa Black Bears.
Correct, sir. Ella DiPaoli, the Mars midfielder. She turns it over. Here comes the Gold team early in quarter number 2. Flip to the doorstep. Oh, what a save from point blank there by DeFrancesca.
Gives me shades of Marc-Andre Fleury in Game 7 of the 2009 Stanley Cup Finals, coming across cage, falling on top of the ball.
Hey, you got to have quick reflexes to play that position in this sport, that's for sure.
Especially in the women's side, all your shot opportunities are so in tight, just with the way that the game is constructed with the rules.
Pino at midfield for Team Black. She's dispossessed by Mackenzie Clark. And this is Abby Yates, the Peters Township Indian, with the ground ball for Team Gold. Up to center it'll come now for Polito, who has the only goal thus far for the Gold squad. Kendall Anishko Trying to get it inside, potentially to Yates. Yates too well covered. Yates gets it back and breaks free, however. No shot clocks in any of today's All-Star games, so these offenses can take their time against their opponent's settled defense.
I will say that the spirit of the game, they're loving going up and down despite no shot clock. They're just having fun out there and just created a great product this evening.
Turnaround try, score!
We match PNC's flashing lights. I guess something good happened for the Buccos, but something great happened here. Just came around the cage, finished over the top left shoulder of the keeper, opposite stick side, puts it in the back of the net. Hard to stop a shot that close. Nothing against the keeper, just a better offensive play to get that angle, get up and under.
We hope the Riverhounds give us lots of those spectacular light shows 48 hours from now, but I digress. In the meantime, however, it's preventing me from positively identifying the scorer. But that is Polito, according to public address announcer Colton DiBiase, and that's her second. And so Team Gold is back within one with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. This draw controlled by DiPioli. DiPioli for Nadler. Nadler under pressure, down low, off the stick. It was intended for Kimura, and Kimura would have had a very easy and attractive look at goal had she been able to handle that pass.
Those are the opportunities you look back and just go, that should have been one in the back of the net. Tell you one thing, those types of shots live in my nightmares more than my goals live in my dreams.
Olivia Hudson, she of South Fayette notoriety, to midfield. Taken now by Haley Capetz of Franklin Regional. Capetz down low, intended possibly for Hudson.
Good defensive play by our teammate Leah Wagner, fellow Franklin Regional Panther.
Franklin Regional did an interesting team-building exercise recently where they had the middle school girls play against the middle school boys in a friendly scrimmage at Franklin Regional's practice field, and the boys had to wear goggles and use girls' team sticks and play by girls' lacrosse rules, and the boys actually got the win at the end of the day, but it was a pretty close contest, we understand.
Yeah, as someone who's used a women's stick before, my cousin who's committed Division II to play at University of Tampa, she's lended me her women's stick a couple times. I still can't figure it out. So, I mean, it's a much different sport, much more difficult to retain stick skills, and give all the credit to the world to these young ladies doing a great job. I mean, they look like high schoolers already.
Absolutely, and you got a chance to highlight some of those dominant high school programs earlier as that shot by Maya Lennart, the Upper St. Clair midfielder, is going to be backed up defensively by the Gold team. You don't have those dominant high school teams like your Marsas and your Mount Lebanons and your South Fayettes and your Penn Traffords, of course, without the feeder programs and without those programs keeping your numbers up. As we have an opportunity for the black team, and burying that shot from close range is the Quaker Valley Quaker, Kate Miller.
One of those long-standing programs in high school lacrosse in the Whippeal. Just a great finish there. Pulls it onto her stick side and still able to put in the back of the net. But Quaker Valley known on the men's side for Jimmy Perkins of RMU and Utah fame. Played against him for half a second in men's league, and it did not end well for me, I will say that much.
Jimmy is a good buddy, and one of the young men I think about all the time when I think about my time spent with the Robert Morris program. Lots of very fond memories working with Drew McMinn and the great culture that he created in men's lacrosse at Robert Morris University, leading that team at the time to back-to-back NCAA tournament berths.
Played a good game against Virginia in the first round of the NCAA playoffs the one year.
No question. Courtney Remley from X. With it now is Miller. Team Black leading 4-2 late in the first half. Miller led Quaker Valley's U14 girls team to an 11-1 finish in the 2024 season. So the Quakers look to be One of those teams that has a bright future ahead of them on the girls' varsity side. Out in front it comes, and a great save off the stick, and this one is denied by Aubrey Jewart with that red Indiana Little Indians dome.
I'm sure 4 years from now we'll hear Kate Miller in the exceptional senior girls game. When that time comes, we'll be back under these lights.
Jewart, a very capable keeper for Indiana, led that team to a second-place finish in the WPYLA tournament in Beaver Falls back in May. From behind the net, it comes to Catello. Catello's turnaround try. Well, she never took one. She was 2-0 covered. Lenart with it. Lenart on goal, and that's going to be dribbled and controlled by Jewart. Capetz unable to clear that ball for the gold team, and she's called for the foul. Lenart one more time. Down low it comes. Courtney Remley. Isn't that a fine how do you do?
What a finish there. Tucked that thing opposite side from where she was shooting from.
We are the Titans, the mighty, mighty Titans. That's 3 by the Shaler duo of Kimura and Remley so far tonight. Team Black 5, Team Gold 2 with under a minute and a half.
Shaler women's lacrosse, I mean, I know it very well with the All-American at Teal, Ashlyn Whiteman, a good friend of mine, just a dominant offensive player, and boy, it looks like they got another few coming up in the pipeline. You mentioned that undefeated record at home. I see why.
Very spirited competition here in the penultimate game of the night, the 8th grade girls all-star game. 9 seconds left, and the black team will have to hurry and then some if it wants to extend its lead, but the point is moot as officials award possession to the gold team as second quarter time expires. We step aside very briefly. He's John Robbins. I'm Matt Popchock. Black Team 5, Gold Team 2, and the Black and Gold All-Star Game Girls Edition here on TenbandTV, presented by Ultimate Lacrosse Pittsburgh in cooperation with Pittsburgh Lacrosse Source.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh.
Matt Popchock here with John Robbins at the Black and Gold Youth Lacrosse All-Star Game, 8th grade girls edition. Here on the South Shore, Team Black leading Team Gold by a score of 5-2. Both Team Gold goals scored by Mars's Reese Polito in the first half. And the highlight, as we mentioned, for Team Black, primarily the 3 combined goals by Shaler's Carissa Kimura and Courtney Remley, attacker and midfielder, respectively.
A lot of up and down lacrosse this evening. It's fun to see whenever you have an all-star game where you could, hang on to the ball, slow things up, but in the nature of competition, they just want to get up and down, have fun. I mean, you're playing under the lights here in the shadow of the best skyline in the United States. Granted, probably both of us are very biased on that opinion, but I mean, just a beautiful place, a beautiful night. We did have the weather delay, but couldn't ask for much better for some lacrosse.
And And taking the opening draw, the second half will be Riley Hoffman of Upper St. Clair against Bella Urso of another South Hills program, Cannon McMillan. Urso also runs track and field at Cannon Mac. The 1,600 meters is her primary event. You got to have that kind of endurance to play this sport, all the running up and down the field that you do.
Yeah, well, I played in college, and I refused to run 1,600 meters, so I give her all the credit.
Hey, I ran track and field the last 2 years of high school, and I'm not sure that I could have done it back then. Draw controlled by Alyssa Hanna, representing the Pittsburgh Youth Lacrosse Club, not representing a middle school program per se, but a club team for which she plays.
I will say, though, LAX, as it's more famously known by.
Turnaround shot that is denied by DeFrancesa.
Want to make sure you had that there, but.
And the follow-up goes wide, this one off the stick of Zankowski.
But LAX, a very strong program in youth lacrosse in Pittsburgh, a great ambassadors to the sport, growing the game on both sides of the sport, boys and girls. Nice to see they get some representation.
Correction, that was Solera in goal for gold, not DeFrancesa, as I had my rosters transposed. This one out of bounds. It will stay with Team Black early in the third quarter with Black up by 3. Emmy McKenzie, the South Fayette defender on the restart, taken over by the gold team. In transition, Urso. This pass beyond the outreached hands of Gwen Cumpeggy, another Cannon Mac product. Team Gold recovers down the middle, and that shot is stopped by the aforementioned Mia DeFrancesa. Backed up by the gold team. Heck of an effort there by Mars's Mackenzie Clark. DeFrancesa equal to the task. Urso of Cannon McMillan turning around, burial. Bella Urso. And it's 5-3.
Just exploited the black team, playing up on offense, playing up on defense, up towards the top half of the field, leaving a ton of space for her to sneak around GLE and tuck it into the back of the net. Yeah, just a ton of space on that opposite side and just took advantage.
Would you like to know her time in the 1600 at the Cannon McMillan Invitational, John?
Yes.
5:48.22.
I could do that.
That's the bar she's set for both of us,
Nope.
I guess.
Nope. Sub 10 is an achievement in my retired days.
I feel that. Especially on a day like today.
Yeah, no, that might be sub 20.
I can still remember my first varsity cross-country race, and it was sweltering humidity at Riverview Park that day. I do mean sweltering. Always tough on distance runners.
Don't take me back to 7th grade cross-country.
Opportunity for gold again, and this time scoring for the gold side is Marcel Minatolo. This planet can fight, and gold has fought back to make it a one-goal game.
We referenced it a bunch in the senior boys game, but what's in the water in Mars? They just produce lacrosse players, and that just looks like an upperclassman lacrosse player already. Just that step-down shot, and I mean, her potential is really high. She's really tall, a lot of frame. I guarantee she'll get college looks as soon as that calendar opens up her junior year for recruitment.
Considering how often I drive past the Cranberry Water Authority, I'm kind of curious now myself, as on terra firma, Team Gold ties it.
Game of runs, and she puts it in the back of the net. Just straight transition, nice fake there, gets by the defense. She threw 3 fakes on that transition play. The first one of which really threw the defense for a loop and puts in the back of the net, and huge goal to tie things up.
Abby Yates of Peters Township lore. She gets the equalizer for Team Gold with 5.5 to go in the third.
Not that long ago, we were looking at Peters Township as the Mars of Pittsburgh.
I remember those days. In fact, my very first lacrosse broadcast of any kind was a WPIAL championship game at Martirelli Stadium involving the Peters Township girls and the Mount Lebanon girls. And the Lady Blue Devils were victorious that day, but it was a very competitive contest, I remember. Brooke Leone, also from Pittsburgh Youth Lacrosse, carrying the mail for Team Black in a 5-5 contest. Team Gold, led by Rich Vizlaki, making substitutions en masse as this save is made by Solera.
That was such a good save, she didn't even know that she made it.
Minatolo with it at midfield. She's chased by a couple of Team Black defenders. Minatolo hangs on to that ball for Team Gold. Minatolo going to take matters into her own hands. She fakes. And she is fouled.
It's hard to understand the difficulty with a women's stick, with how hard of a fake she threw on that. Just the level of talent is unbelievable.
Minatolo from the 8-meter fan. And we remain tied as she is unable to beat Mia DiFrancesa.
That's one I know she would want back. She, clearly talented enough to put in the back of the net. She'll convert on another opportunity, I'm sure of it. She won't let that one sit for too long.
Steal by Team Gold. Gabby DeLuca providing the cause turnover. DeLuca out in front. That shot was blocked from behind, and it came off the stick of Nicolette Lefkakis. Team Black just trying to clear it late in the third quarter as we remain tied. Riley Ross having some trouble with that ball as it's taken over this time by Alina Malecki. Malecki is fouled. Team Gold on the attack one more time. Centering pass shot. That's blocked from behind again. Backed up by Team Gold. Allie Keefe from X. And, well, we're going to get a free position call here. So a second free position opportunity for the Gold team, and this time DiFrancesa denies her straight up.
Off the bouncer, uses her elbow to keep that thing out. Good save by the keep.
Capets with a ground ball off the misplayed ball by Ross. Team Gold works it out in front, but the pass intended for DeLuca is errant.
They haven't converted on the scoreboard, but all the momentum's in favor of Team Gold, but that's because they've turned up their ride. They've been able to press down on the Black team and push back and just keep them in their offensive, on Gold's offensive side.
Out in front it comes. Shot. Score!
And finally, one of those ride-back goals, as I was just saying, converts for the Gold team. That's just been a long time coming. They had probably 6 or 7 shots alone in this quarter based off of ride-back goals, and just a exceptional.
And the Panther, sorry, John, is on the prow. It's Haley Capets scoring her first goal of this 8th grade All-Star game. And Team Gold, for only the second time and for the first time since Polito's opener, has a lead in this game. It is indeed a game of runs, and it's Team Gold now, the side that's feeling it.
They just got to keep that ride pressure on, and I don't see why they don't come away with a victory with the way they've been playing in the ride.
Mad scramble for this draw. And in the final minute of the third quarter play, it was momentarily controlled by Leone, and officials will award her possession as she brings it inside the men's restraining line. Leone on the quick restart, trying to get it out in front. It's turned over to Team Gold. Lefkakis, near side. She's pressured by Leonard. Down low, it'll come to DeLuca. DeLuca out in front, intended for Keefe, but it was not to be. And good hustle by Catello defensively to regain possession for the black team. Final seconds of the third quarter. And it appears that quarter will end with Team Gold leading Team Black by a 6-5 margin. Indeed it does.
And that's the end of the third period with your score.
I guess this is a part where we hold up 4 fingers above our heads because it is time for the fourth quarter here at Highmark Stadium with Team Gold leading Team Black in the Black and Gold 8th grade girls All-Star game here at Highmark Stadium. 6-5 the score. Thanks again to Ultimate LAX Pittsburgh for making this all possible, and to Pittsburgh Lacrosse Source, led by Jared Todd Hunter, for their inspiration. Special thanks also to executive producer Todd Kazarowski, camera operator Michael Lyman, to Tyler Polk, Colton DiBiase, Brian McClure, and to you, John. It's been great to have you in the booth all day and night.
Yeah, I mean, calling me a standout's kind of a stretch, but making me blush a little bit with my lacrosse standing. It was, I mean, but it's fun to just.
The bar in this booth is quite low. I'm just gonna don't sell yourself short, my friend.
I would like to say I was probably more of a standout in the booth than I was on the field, but that's just me. But you know, it's amazing to be around this game and. You know, you guys given the platform that I think it deserves. It's truly beautiful to see, and you know, we were talking about this a lot in the first game tonight. Was the talent level top to bottom has grown so much in Western PA, and it's a rising. Hopefully, one day will be a hotbed. It is in upstate New York. It is in Long Island. It is in Maryland. But hopefully, one day we can be up in that pantheon of lacrosse areas.
Well, I'm old enough to remember the days where teams were just starting to pop up, and lots of those teams were comprised chiefly of players who had never picked up a lacrosse stick in their entire lives. And you would see varsity games taking place that would be halted in the run of play so that officials could explain the roles to the players who were actually playing. Today, not so much. It's a very different story, and it's amazing how much Whitfield lacrosse has grown as Team Black ties it up quickly just 30 seconds in, and it is Addison Pino from Butler getting the goal.
And, you know, back to that point, not to ignore the goal, but I had the opportunity to be the offensive coordinator of Hickory High School, which just founded a program 2 years ago, and, you know, just seeing the transition from year 1 to year 2, and the growth of lacrosse in District 10 has been truly amazing. So just think even up north the road, I mean, you're going to have competition coming down to play here in Pittsburgh up from Erie or, you know, hopefully Hermitage, PA. But, you know, shout out to my Hornets. Loved every single one of those guys and was a pleasure to coach them in their infancy of knowing the game of lacrosse.
Pino playing for Pittsburgh Premier Lacrosse, the blue team this past season. A player noted for her expert setups and strategic playmaking. And she makes a big play there to get Black back even early in the fourth quarter. Team Gold on the march. They took the lead back on a 4-goal run that spanned much of that third period. And the scoring on both sides has been pretty spread out. The only players with multiple tallies, Kimura of Team Black and Polito of Team Gold. Team Black working it into the attacking half. Unable to handle that pass was Zankowski, but she recovers. Zankowski from X. She'll give it to Catello. Catello from the close left wing. Out in front, Catello losing possession. She is fouled hard inside the fan, and this should be a free possession opportunity for the Black team, and it will be. Catello will take it. Catello toward goal, and it's blocked from behind, and able to recover that ball was Jewett. Now, in the senior girls game, John, 3 of the first 4 goals overall were scored from the free position. We've had 3 free position opportunities put together, all of them coming in the second half in this 8th grade game, and they've all been bogus.
Just shows you the level of goalie we have here tonight, able to stop those types of shots. And the difference between the high school and college game is that in the college game, you're almost exclusively scoring out those free possessions just because of how aggressive the sport is at that level. You're just getting awarded them all the time.
Moments ago, meanwhile, you saw Chelsea Campbell, the Mount Lebanon attacker, finding metal but not mesh as she hit the crossbar. Gold retains possession ultimately, and there's a foul on the far side that will negate the play, and back it goes to Team Black. 6-6 to score with 6 minutes remaining in regulation. 3-on-3 overtime. Sudden victory, should that be necessary, will follow. Shooting space violation, and the aggrieved party for Team Black is Caitlin Morgan, another Mount Lebanon product. Morgan from the free position can give Team Black the lead back. Bounce shot won't go. But it is backed up by Catello. Catello out in front. Turnaround try. That's denied by Jewett. The rebound. Bounces well beyond the crease. Retained by the Black team. Kate Miller down the middle. And that shot attempted by Pino was blocked. Good close defense by Team Gold on that possession as we are midway through the 4th quarter. And we are still tied. Turned over to Team Black. Miller's shot. That went off a Team Gold stick. Miller again. This time she makes no mistake. And it's Miller time indeed here at Highmark Stadium. 7-6 Black.
Despite the heat, she's playing ice cold. Just calm, cool, collected around that goal line extended crease area despite the whole defense collapsing in on her. She scores the same goal that she did earlier this game. She is truly a special talent. We'll be hearing her name for years to come in the WPIL circles.
Quaker Valley, a fine season at the varsity level. Suffering an early round exit, a bit of an upset in that first round. But with players like Miller on the way, assuming they stick with the sport, look out. This draw controlled by Team Gold. Alina Malecki has it. Down low it's worked, and that pass was intended for Polito vis-a-vis Gabby DeLuca. We've seen a lot of unforced errors in these games, which obviously is to be expected when you're playing with a mishmash of different teammates and players that you don't normally play with.
You're also taking chances you normally would just because it's a game that, the grand scheme of things isn't that big of a deal if you fall short.
DeLuca! Earth mover! 7-7.
Just a beautiful high-to-low shot. That's the type of shot that you coach, is changing planes on a goalie. On the run, kind of hard to track for the keeper. When you're going across their body, you have to make those steps. Tucks that thing 5-hole and puts it through.
And on the ensuing draw, it'll be Urso for Team Gold against Remley of Team Black. Were you a Fogo at all, John? Did you have to take any face-offs?
I've only taken 2 in my career. We got in South Fayette on junior varsity for Penn Trafford. 2 days after having the stomach bug, went 1-1 against South Fayette. Probably one of the top moments of my lacrosse career.
Hey, one's better than none. That shot is denied. And this time making the save for Team Black is Olivia Zarilla of Seneca Valley, who's replaced DeFrancesa in goal for the final period.
And you mentioned we mentioned earlier finishing on those crease, how those can live in your nightmares. I still remember to this day the exact way that I missed a shot right in front of the crease at South Fayette on a JV game on a random Thursday afternoon.
Team Black across the midfield stripe. 1:40 to go. That pass is obstructed. Regaining possession is Lennart. Down low it comes. Score!
Great shot.
And you can break out the chapeaus for Carissa Kimura, baby. 8-7, Team Black.
That was just pure speed right there from the Shaler product. Step down, high to low. That thing put a dent in the net. And the Black team is sitting back on top with 1:08 to go, clock rolling.
Final minute of fourth quarter play.
Plenty of time for this gold team to put one back.
Got to win the draw, though. Possession's 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of lacrosse. Team Black controls it, and that's a big get for Remley.
Shaler players coming in clutch for this Black team over and over.
Let's see if Kimura can get another here as she's deep on the left alley. With it now, Juliet Zinkoski. She turns around, she fires, and that should just about do it. Juliet Zinkoski, the Pine Richland Ram, has entered the chat.
Goalie just came off the post and provided plenty of space. When you're playing with that opposite, with your stick towards the middle of the net, you don't want to come off your post as much as you did, and she snuck that by near side between the goalie and the post.
There's our final horn, and a well-played 8th grade girls all-star game it was. Team Black takes the win over Team Gold by a final score of 9-7. The hot hand for Team Black, we said it a moment ago, Shaler Titan Carissa Kimura, the attacker, with the lone hat trick for either team in this game. And a fine job in a losing effort by Mars's Reese Polito, who got gold on the board early to start and later added another. Team Black pulls away late. And in a moment, we're going to take it down to the field if we possibly can, as Brian McClure has the team MVP awards for both of these teams. And in a moment, we'll have the 8th grade boys all-star game between Team Black and Team Gold.
Might as well have renamed Team Black this evening to the Shaler Titans.
And here are all your MVPs for tonight's game. Starting with the gold team, number 37, Reese Polito. And your MVP for the Black team, number 19, Carissa Kimura.
Well, no surprises there. Kimura of Team Black representing Shaler, and Polito of Team Gold representing Mars are the MVPs for the girls' 8th grade all-star game. Once again, Team Black defeats Team Gold 9-7. The Black and Gold boys' 8th grade all-star game is next here on 10-Band TV, made possible by Ultimate LAX Pittsburgh and by Pittsburgh Lacrosse Source.
Pressured, whips it back for a fire and a score.
Just a great to make straight on at the goalie.
Team White with the control and another chance at a goal. This is Jack McKenzie. No fake.
McDonough with a commit from that Mars team coming in next season.
Griffin Bartos rolls in and fires low for the goal. Will be controlled by Team Black. Zinkowski looking for a chance from the X and depositing it in. McKenzie's so strong from the face-off X and met immediately by Gabe Ganelli. And
without those programs keeping your numbers up, as we have an opportunity for the Black team, and burying that shot from close range is the Quaker Valley Quaker, Kate Miller.
One of those longs, still able to put in the back of the net, but Quaker Valley known on the men's side for Jimmy Perkins of RMU and Utah fame. Played against him for half a second in men's league, and it did not end well for me, I will say that much.
Jimmy is a good buddy, and one of the young men I think about all.
Takes control.
Minute per goal. You're just about to reach.
Team Black driving the net and bouncing it on goal. The save made by Solera. The rebound is put back. This time Peyton Catello, the Freeport Yellow Jacket, the Franklin Regional Panther, who normally lines up on defense. She's not going to miss from there.
No, it's in the back of the net. Simple as they come. So usually in these all-star games, you miss the fact the simple plays are what make these players great.
Franklin Regional, their signature win, an 11-0 shutout of one of their rivals, Latrobe, back on May 11th. That game played in torrential rain, a game in which Franklin Regional used Team Black driving the net and bouncing it on goal. The save made by Solera. The rebound is put back. This time Black driving the net and bouncing it on goal. The save made by Solera. The rebound is put back. This time Peyton Catello, the Freeport Yellow Jacket, Black takes over, and getting fouled immediately is Sierra Besselman. They say play on, and nuzzling that nylon for a second time in his
Clock. They're just having fun out there and just created a great product this evening.
Turnaround try, score!
Pressured, whips it back for a fire and a score.
Gaining possession is Lennart. Down low it comes. Score!
Great shot.
And you can break out the chapeaus for Carissa Kimura, baby. Alley. With it now, Juliet Zinkowski. She turns around, she fires, and that should just about do it. And later added another. Team Black pulls away late. And in a moment, we're going to take it down to the field if we possibly can.